Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to Off the Clock Podcast.
Welcome back.
Thanks
Long
for
time
300
no see.
subscribers.
Oh my gosh.
Woohoo, that's so exciting.
Yeah, I looked on it today and I didn't realize it. Like I saw it and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I know. You guys really loved our cult episode.
We can do more too. There's so many cults. There are so many cults. So many.
Yeah.
And
we love talking about them.
Yeah, we have 310.
That's crazy.
Guys.
Oh my God, stop.
1K views.
Yeah. I know, in like less than a week. That's great.
5 days ago. Wow, guys.
Wow. Crazy.
Either our feet were going wild in that episode.
We didn't get any comments about our feet.
Okay,
all
good.
3 comments.
Did we get comments?
Yeah. All three were like good, like happy.
Really?
Yeah.
Driving you.
We didn't answer you yet, but.
Oh, so much potential. Okay, backhanded compliment.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Thank you. So true. Thank you.
Yeah.
Content is precious. Oh, this is so cute.
I know. Oh, you guys.
I'll heart all of them now. Love you guys. More where that came from. If you want us to do another one like that, or if you liked that one and you have a recommendation that's similar to it, let us know.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it's spooky season, but I would do spooky topics any time of the year.
Same. They're my favorite.
They're so fun.
They're so fun. And like maybe the next time I'll actually watch a cult episode.
That's
so I know what I'm
true.
talking
We
about.
can definitely do like one based off documentaries too.
Yeah, I think we should. There's so many.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's still spooky season, obviously. So
I have my Boo sweatshirt
that's so good.
from Allie Rose Co. from last season.
Last season. But yeah, so we're gonna stick to the theme, obviously, and we have a few things that we're gonna talk about today. But Skylar just got a new car.
Oh yeah. It's like hard to explain because it doesn't feel like it's mine because it's not. It is, but it's not. But basically, I got rid of my since beginning of college car. I got a Nissan Altima, 2011 Nissan Altima, as a graduation gift when I graduated high school. And I used it all through college and since. So I've had it for over 6 years. And it was already like old when I got it. Yeah. I loved it. Did me so great. Had a sunroof. It had an aux cord plug-in. My first car didn't have an aux.
Oh, really?
I had to use like the cigarette lighter thing and those and put it up to the radio station.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. It was a great car, but it started to get like sunburnt, like the paint was wearing off, the sunroof started leaking, so it was time. And I had to get all new tires like a little under a year ago, and the guy, basically I didn't want to buy like really nice tires that were higher than the value of my car. Yeah. So I just got like $600 tires rather than like $1,300 tires. And he basically was like, you can't drive in the snow or like be careful in the rain. Because they're not great in the rain either. And I'm like, okay, so I can only drive only when it's sunny. Which is often here, but like fall's here and winter's coming, so it was time. But yeah, we got a electric vehicle. It's called a Mustang Mach-E. And it's going to be like Jared's main car because he can charge it at work and I cannot because I don't have one of those. He works at a dealership. So I'll be driving the Ford Escape. But
Woohoo! How exciting!
He did steering wheel. He did seats. We've already had this car for like a year, but it's so nice that it's like mine and we don't have to share it.
Yeah, that is really nice.
So
that's exciting.
But the last time we drove in my car together was the day of our Charlie concert.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I would have soaked it in more if I knew.
I know. And when we were driving it, I was like, doesn't this feel like high school?
Yeah, you literally did say that.
Because it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever like buy like a car again. Like a low to the ground car.
Yeah, especially living here.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my gosh, that was my like probably last experience of like owning a car like that.
Wow, you're grown up.
I know. I feel so adult. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's so cool.
But yeah, the Charlie concert was insane.
So good.
Insane. Skylar cried.
I cried. Like, guys, I don't even know.
Oh my god, it was so good.
If you are jealous, be jealous because, or like if you have FOMO, like if she hasn't came to your city yet, or Troy, both of them, you better book the tickets because
seriously,
it was worth it.
And we had such
our seats were fire, Pookie.
We were literally 4 or 5 up from
we were fifth row, seats 13, 14.
Like, it was crazy. We were so
second
close.
section. So like the first section would be like, I would say the furthest side would be in line with the back of the stage. Mm-hmm. So we were like the second section. So right in front of us was kind of like the out piece of the stage. Yeah. I don't know what you would call it. Like catwalk type thing. Yeah.
It was literally perfect. I don't think there could have been more perfect seats for us.
And we were by like great people too. Yeah. Like everyone around us stood the whole time. Yeah. Great energy. I was never like felt crowded. It was so good.
It was so good. And they put on such a good show. Like, it was insane. Troy, oh my God. Oh my God. His dancers were insane.
It was great because I started crying when they were doing Girl, So Confusing. And then it went into one of your girls.
Yeah.
Because I was like crying because it was like surreal. I was drunk also. But it was just like surreal because the song, and then like, I don't know, we're like 24 going to this concert. It's like iconic and once in a lifetime experience. Like every concert you go to is like an experience. So yeah. But then like they played my favorite song of like recent song of Troy's next. Yeah. And in the videos I was like crying from the other song. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then this was my most anticipated song from him right after. So that was a great moment.
Yeah, I have a picture of her crying. I'll put it on my Instagram story.
I literally have a video. Yeah. I showed my hairdresser today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was like, look at my
eyes. Literally. But she opened with the new version of 365, I think, right?
Is it 365?
Yeah. But it was like so good because like she had a sheet that said brat on it and it just dropped.
Strobe lights.
My God. Oh yeah.
I was going to post it on my story and then I was like, I can't.
No.
It's
the videos make it seem so much worse than it was. Like so much worse.
I can hardly watch that video. It hurts my eyes.
I know, same.
Oh, it was so good.
It was so
I would imagine being her. Like being in this thing and then it just dropping in your leg. Like that would be so fun.
Oh my God, it was
I'm so jealous.
So good. And like, it was just so good. And we got there at literally the perfect time. We're not like big opener people. So we got there, we went to the bathroom, we got our drinks, and we got to our seats, and literally I think it was like 3 minutes and she came on.
No, yeah, because I could hear Troy, and I looked at the set list before. I knew he had 3 songs before Charlie, so it was like some buffer because they weren't songs we knew. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hear the last one. I was like, we gotta go. But we had just gotten everything. So it was perfect.
It was literally perfect. Oh my God.
We got to our seats and the thing was there. It's like it started once we got to our seats, we're like, okay, the show can start now. Yeah. That's like the timing.
Oh my God, it was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah, so please go if you have the chance to because wow, I'm speechless.
Even if you only know like 3 songs.
Yeah. It's just such a party, you know?
The energy was just so good in there.
So good. I heard that LA or where?
Oh, yeah. I think it was LA. Charlie was like...
Yeah, like, why aren't you singing? Yeah. She was singing I Love It, which is like her most popular song from like, probably 10 years ago by now?
Like 2010-ish.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, more than 10 years ago. But,
like I don't know if that's right year, but
like nobody was singing it apparently.
I think she was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. But like truthfully, like, are you kidding?
And then she was like,
"Yeah, crazy." So at least know that
please
song.
Please pass
if you're going.
vibe check if you're going.
Literally.
I wonder how many straight people were there.
I know, it's probably not a lot.
We were definitely the minority, but I wonder like with the percent.
I know. Everybody looked so good though, too. The outfits were great.
I know.
So
it was so good.
We literally went to Forever 21 before we went, and we had no idea what we were gonna do. Like we did not have a plan at all.
We just knew bright green.
Yeah, that was it. And there was nothing in like urban or anything. Did we check somewhere else? I don't think so. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. But we walked into Forever 21. Everything that was lime green, we just like ran to.
Yo, it was literally just like you know when stuff is like black and white but then like one color showing. It was like that.
Yeah, it was.
It was like like scanning the room. Green. The right shade though.
Yes,
it's apple brat green. It's like lime green, but kind of like a yellowy, like so specific.
Yeah.
And we found like 3 in the sale section.
Yeah.
And we just bought them. We're like, hey, we just need fabric.
Yeah.
At this point.
Literally.
And we even went to Spirit Halloween to look for
yeah.
tramp stamps. Didn't have any, but
then we just started cutting it up.
Yep.
And we made it work.
We basically just layered like lacy bras. Hallie put one over and I put one under.
Yeah.
Because it worked with like our certain shirts, but it worked out so good.
It did. Maybe I'll post that picture of us for our Instagram this week. So go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Do we have a good one?
Yeah.
I never saw them after.
Oh, I should have sent them to you. We have a few good ones.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So.
And it was so cute. One of my friends, she was like, Charlie XCX. She said up on my story. She thought we were going to a Halloween party. Oh. So I'm like, that means we did good with our outfits.
Okay.
Because she was like, just thought we were dressing up for Halloween. And she guessed like what we were or like what the theme.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there you go.
And I was like, we're actually just going to a concert, but I'm glad like you can tell what we're going for. So
that's great.
I know.
Well, yeah, go check that out on our Instagram, linked in bio.
Yes, we're almost at 100 followers. So can you just follow it so I can just say 100? Because we have like 94 or something.
97 now.
97. Don't unfollow.
No, please don't.
You know? Okay. But yeah, speaking of lime green, the substance.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try this thing on YouTube where I put chapter markers on the screen because we will be talking about this movie for a long time and like relatively, and I will be saying spoilers. So if you don't care about this movie or haven't seen it yet, you can skip to the next section. If you're on YouTube or if you're on Spotify, sorry, you're just gonna have to guess. But this movie came out 3-4 weeks ago. Like, probably. It's fine.
Yeah, like if you haven't seen it, you've saw things about it. So but yeah, it was crazy.
Where do we begin?
I know. I wasn't going to go see it because our friend Sydney, who we made a video with, she saw it and she was like, oh my God, it was so gory and like all this
Which
stuff.
was true.
Yeah. But she said it was good. And then we kept seeing things about it and we were like, okay, let's just go see it. So I don't even know where to begin.
I have a lot of notes on this.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want
to
start? Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, something I wanted to kind of talk about is people are calling this a horror movie. Mm-hmm. Like because of the gore. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of scary, but I wouldn't even classify it as horror. It's like I don't even know. That's what I just want. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't classify it as horror at all. I would say more thriller.
Yeah, because horror. I feel like if you want to watch it and you're going into it, or like what people described it like online before we went, I was expecting to go to a scary movie. Mm-hmm. It's not scary at all, but it's gory,
very
and like creepy, but
that's why I'm
not
thrillery.
Right. Yeah, thriller's a good
like that's
word.
like really the only way I know how to describe
it's
it.
It's like 0% actually scary.
Yeah. Like it's not like ghosty. Like,
no.
So, I don't know. But the messaging behind it, I feel like, was good.
Right. So, maybe we should talk about like our initial reaction.
Yeah.
Versus like when we were in the theater versus like after we thought about it, like after.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when we were watching it, mostly pertaining to the ending of it, we were like, so literally, I had to laugh out loud at one point.
Yeah.
Like the hair curling part.
Oh my God.
I was like,
that was so the ending was weird. The weirdest ending to a movie I have ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Was not expecting it at all. Like so crazy. So first the messaging behind this movie is like,
that's a good point. We should have started with that. Correct.
The messaging behind it is like how much pressure there is on women aging, which like is such a great message for a movie.
Yes.
In the beginning, I feel like it was great. Like everything was good,
right?
And like it made sense. Like she was this like, I don't know if you want to get into this yet, but like she was like,
no, we could just do it all.
Okay, she was like this workout instructor, kind of like an
aerobics, like giving like 80s aerobics instructor.
Yeah, and then there's her boss or whatever, like basically said, we need someone younger and hotter.
Right.
And she overheard.
Like literally.
Yeah. And she overheard, and then she like something happened and she went to the hospital. What happened?
So I was thinking about this on the way here. She got in a car accident.
Oh,
and I was wondering, like, literally when I was driving here, I was like thinking about that, and I was like, why did they pick a car accident? But then I was thinking it's probably because of she needed to be put in a scenario where someone was looking at her back.
Yeah.
So like, what else?
Yeah,
other than the doctors?
Yeah.
Like, where else?
Yeah.
So that's why
so that wasn't
the
really
car wreck was like random, but it's like they needed to like have something to put her in that.
Yeah. So then like the doctor's assistant or nurse or whoever like was looking, and he was like so beautiful, like so young and hot, and he was like, when the doctor walked out, he was like, you'd be a perfect candidate or something.
Yeah. And he was like looking at her spine.
Yeah. And then like gave her a note, right?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah, it was like the phone number or
maybe
the name of it.
Maybe. I don't remember. But anyways, so like she went home. So she got something in the mail, I think.
Yeah, she like called or like
oh yeah, there
called.
was like something on the TV, and then she called.
I don't know what order.
I don't know.
Maybe she called the number on the thing, and then it ordered her the tape, and then she put it on the TV.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I have no idea.
I don't know. But so apparently she was this perfect candidate for the substance. And so she got this thing in the mail.
Which is lime green.
That's why it's Brett. And she got this thing in the mail with just like a number, right? And
yeah, like her number.
Yeah. And then she followed
this address.
Yeah. And then when she got to this address, it was like really creepy, and she had to go through this like weird tunnel that looked like there was nothing there.
Also, intentionally, the garage door was like so low.
Oh yeah.
She had to like go through this doorway, but had to like basically crawl to get it.
Yeah.
Like the hurdles she had to take to get the substance.
Oh, crazy.
They made her literally get on her hands and knees for this thing.
Yeah, and her long yellow coat.
No, but for real, it was funny. She had to like literally go under this thing.
Yeah. So then she found the room, and there was only 2 numbers, and it was hers. And later you find out that the other number is the guy's.
His, yeah.
And then she, got home, she opened it, and then there was like all these instructions that you had to do.
Like so many steps.
Yeah. And I don't know, she ended up taking it.
Yeah, basically it's an injection, and it clones herself as a younger version.
Oh my God, I forgot about this. It was so weird.
So she has to do it. Once you clone yourself, it like the new version rips out of your back. That's like, why in the poster her back is like split up.
Like literally crawls out of her back.
Super graphic. Pretty realistic editing. I don't know. And so that's all like probably 20-30 minutes in. Mm-hmm. That's what we were expecting the whole time happened in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh my God, because our friend was like, it literally shows splitting a back open.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like at the end.
Yeah.
Like that was nope, that's just the whole premise.
Literally. And so then this younger, hotter version of herself crawls out of her back. And also another thing that's really important is that in the kit, there's a stabilizer.
Yes.
And you have to, no, not stabilizer, it's switching. There is stabilizer,
There's
which you have to
both.
stabilize yourself every day so you don't like get a nosebleed
for a
and
week
die or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the really important part is that you have to switch every 7 days no matter what.
Mm-hmm. So although you have the younger self, you still like have to go back to your previous body. Mm-hmm. So it's like Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, I think her name is. Mm-hmm. Qualley. So they have to switch every 7 days or else like something bad will happen. And obviously they don't. So like that's duh.
Yeah.
But it basically just goes on and on. There's a lot of like good messaging throughout it. Just showing like the different lives, and she's getting what she's wanting when she's young and hot. Mm-hmm. And then the younger version takes advantage of that and doesn't switch back when she's supposed to at some point. And then basically however long the younger self is like prolonging her being there, the other version is suffering and getting older because of it. But it's not just like older, it's kind of also like, because before the very end, it's just like that she's aging, like she looks kind of like a witch. Mm-hmm. Is like witch.
Oh,
She's like kind of has like no hair left.
Oh yeah, that part was weird.
At the very beginning, it's just her finger.
Yeah,
her finger gets old because she did it like a day late or something.
And then like half her face, like it was like a little slow,
gradual.
Yeah, in the beginning, and then it went like buck wild.
Yeah, and then so before like the actual like monster thing, she turns into like just a very like witch looking, like hunchback,
literally gremlin,
vibes. Yeah. So nothing like still like 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, like a human, but like extreme. If humans could live to be 300 years old, that's what you would look like.
Her boobs were down to her feet.
Yes,
like actually,
like extreme oldness.
Yeah,
but then she tries to inject herself with the very first vial again, and that's when everything goes wrong.
Oh yeah,
because you're supposed to throw it away. You're not supposed to use it ever again. So
I think before that happened, she called to terminate it.
Yeah.
Was that before that? I think it was before because she tried to terminate it and then she decided not to, so she stopped, and then they both woke up at the same time.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
It was the old and young version, like, or whatever.
They were
at the same time, and they were like fighting or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. So it didn't terminate.
Right.
And then that's when things started to really go weird.
It got so weird. Yeah. But basically, this lady, I don't even know what her name, like, there's like 2 names for them, but turns into this monster. Literal monster. Boobs coming out the side. Ear is over here. Ear, like.
Demi Moore's face is on the back.
Yes. Like, just a glob of a thing. This thing has to perform a New Year's Eve special. It's okay, you have to watch the movie. It's a long story. Basically, the young hot girl was supposed to perform this New Year's Eve special, but
live on air.
They end up like the day before or the day of, actually, I think this all happens, and that woman is now both of those women and this monster clumped into one being. So it's basically like a glob monster, and they're like in her.
Yeah.
You can't really see the younger one that much, but her like voice
to be the face, but did not look like her.
Right. It's like just her mouth or just her voice or something, but they're like cemented into this glob, and this monster literally takes the younger face or the Demi Moore. Like out of the painting or something. I think it's okay, she takes like her face out of a painting, I think, and like tapes it on. This is a monster we're talking about. Tapes it like on to themselves, them. And then also it's like trying to curl its hair, but it has 2 pieces of hair. And the earring. Oh yeah, but when she was curling the hair fell off when she was curling it, because it was just one, like it was probably like not exaggerating, not even this thick. I'm not even joking. It was like curling its hair and it just fried off, and it was like and then for earrings, it like didn't know where to put the earring, so it literally stuck it in its freaking skin. Yeah, it was like ew. And puts on the dress, and there's literally like extra boobs hanging out and skin and weird things hanging out of the dress. It's like scraps hanging off of this monster with the paper on her face. Her, probably girl, I don't actually know. And then it goes to the New Year's Eve thing. No one even notices. Yeah, no one did anything. Everyone's like, oh, you ready for your big show? Yeah. And then it goes on stage and it starts and it's like doing a speech, and it's like no one can tell what it's saying, and the whole audience is like, oh yeah, because the face fell off, like the paper face fell off, which I'm like, yeah, that was like, disguising. Whoa. Yeah. Which that's kind of symbolic in itself. I didn't think about. Oh yeah. But right, like it's just like such a temporary. Yeah. But then how does the blood start? It just comes out, doesn't it? I think so. I covered my eyes for most of that part. I'm pretty sure which this scene in hindsight was actually really iconic. Yeah. because like it's like Carrie, like a pure red. So in the middle of the speech, wasn't really saying much. One of the abscesses on this creature starts bleeding, like, but it sprays. Yeah, like projectile, like like a hose. Yeah. And then it just like keeps going. I don't know if people are like trying to kill it, and that's why it was a bloodbath. Yeah, I don't really remember watching. I was kind of watching like this. Same. Hallie was watching like this. So like we didn't really like get a good look. But the whole theater was bright red.
I just remembered how it actually ended.
Yes. The whole theater, not like the movie theater, the theater in the movie was all red. Everyone was covered in blood. And then the glob wanders out of the theater at some point, and it's like diminishing into a literal glob, like a slime. Yeah. Like the Nickelodeon logo. That's what it looks like. Like a pile of slime.
Yeah. And it just kept going, and then it was like inching, and then it was just Demi Moore's face, like literally just Demi Moore's
her face,
like on the ground,
like within flesh.
Yeah, and it was like scooching, and then like the beginning of the movie, it starts showing whatever her name was in the movie, her Hollywood star, like on the star thing. Yeah, and it ended with literally just her face in flesh, scooching up to the star, and then just staying there, and then I think it disintegrates.
It literally just like, yeah.
And then it shows them cleaning up the blood. Yep. And that's how it ends.
That sounds fake. It sounds like we made all of that up.
I know. It's the craziest movie, but it has like insane ratings. It has like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes last time I looked. That just sounds like actually having to like narrate what happened. Like, please see it, because it is
also,
we can't describe it.
Also, I will say it's like super aesthetic.
It is.
Like the visuals, the colors, and like the audio is really good. Like the music.
Yeah. Oh, the music's
like they
so
could have
good.
Easily chose like a different vibe, but the music is like challengers. Like
the last song they played was so good. Yeah. It's so vibey. But the dad from The Parent Trap, I always forget his name. What's his name?
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, he's in it, and he's so disgusting.
He's disgusting.
Oh my god, when he was eating those shrimp.
I know.
Oh, it made me want to actually vomit.
Demi Moore in a interview said that was the grossest part.
Really?
And then the guy I don't remember which talk show it was, but he was like, definitely not the most, but yeah.
It was nasty.
Yeah, it was like,
and like every time he comes on screen, he's like this close to the camera. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's crazy.
I liked how many like extreme close-ups there were in that movie.
Yeah, it makes you uncomfortable.
There's not a lot of movies, like extreme close-ups are normally used very sparingly. Mm-hmm. This movie was like a third.
Oh yeah.
Extreme close-ups. A lot of nudity, like super close in. I think we saw Margaret's butt 100 times. Yeah. Like, boom. But I think that's why I'm glad we saw it in the theater. Oh, because it was like so huge.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a movie to see in the theaters, but
still, so detailed.
Yeah, still watch it if you can handle stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm really not good with gory stuff, and I still watched it, even if it was through my fingers.
It's hard, like I was saying, with the whole like genre thing. Mm-hmm. It is the goriest movie I have ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen like Saw, but it's not horror. Like the goriest scene is like laughable. Yeah, like it's kind of funny, so it's not like gory and like scary at the same time. So it's kind of like maybe some people would be able to handle it because it's like not both. Yeah, but it's definitely gory, or like the more serious parts, like with like the spine, her coming out of the spine. That part isn't funny, so it's a little hard to watch.
Yeah, that was a hard
or like the
watch.
Needle going back in.
Oh yeah.
So there, if you're queasy, I wouldn't go see it, but
it's crazy.
Just remember, it's all fake. So yeah. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I said it was like kind of funny at the end. I saw a review on TikTok. Someone screenshotted like the reviews from like IMDb or something, and it said Barbie. This movie is Barbie for people who listen to Charlie XCX. thought that was so funny. Oh my gosh. But something else I wanted to talk about was the reviews I saw like prior to going. I have some like guy friends that leave reviews on movies, and he said it was like bad.
Oh, the Dave one?
Yeah. And I've watched on TikTok like other reviews just earlier today, and I saw that it was like a lot of men didn't like it or like were confused.
Oh, really?
But then all the women were like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, because you guys don't
get it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's true.
It's probably boring to you because you can't relate to it.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like, no wonder.
It's still like, I wouldn't give it like a 4 out of 10 though.
Yeah. And this one guy on TikTok literally, and it had like over 1,000 likes. Like, it wasn't like some troll. He was like saying the first half of the movie was so good and they could have ended it super well. It could have been the best movie of the year. But the whole last 30 minutes was like the worst movie he's ever seen.
Really?
And I was like,
maybe
clearly you don't get it.
Yeah, no, it's because like the standards and like the what's the word I'm looking for?
Like expectation?
Yeah, that we're like held to is so ridiculous.
Right.
That like the end of the movie was ridiculous.
And I literally commented that because the words he was using to describe it, he was like ridiculous, like laughable, da-da-da. And I was like, exactly. Like when you're watching it, we had the same reaction. When we were watching it, we were like, this is like almost like satire, like too comical. But then after I was like, that's why they did it. Like they had to like double down on the ridiculousness of it. And that's why it went AWOL.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, this is so unrealistic or like stupid.
Right.
It's
like, that was my first reaction. Like
same.
Yeah. So like I get it. But then like when you sit back and like you're like actually think about like the premise of the movie, like it makes sense.
Exactly.
It still is like laughable like as a movie just to watch that and see that. But like the message,
like that's the point though. Like they wanted it to be ridiculous because it is ridiculous.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind if you go watch it.
Yeah. Because I think had they ended it like where the way they were going with it, with like just like the older woman, it wouldn't have like necessarily drove home the point.
Agreed.
Like it had to have either gone a different direction with her being that old, or like did what they did. Yeah. You know what I mean? No, they had to make it ridiculous for it to make sense.
Yeah. No. It's
otherwise, we would have been like, oh, okay,
she's old.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it was so good. And the only other thing I needed to talk about was like how good Demi Moore looks, even though she's supposed to be like the not as attractive woman. They literally picked like the most perfect.
Yeah, she looks
which is
so
fine because like, you know, it still worked. But I'm like, why did you pick such a good bodied woman?
Yeah. Well, because that's what women still think.
I know.
Like even though they look so good.
I know.
It's never good enough.
I know. And it's kind of ironic too because Margaret had to use fake boobs.
Yeah.
So it's like even when they made the movie, they still had to like do things to themselves too. But I was just like, that was so crazy. Yeah. Like seeing her like be the actress for that, I'm just like, damn. She literally is like the epitome of like stunning woman. I don't even know. Yep. Especially like for that age group and everything. It's like, girl, you look so good for your age, especially. Yes, so and like for that to still be like the thinking of her and everything like that, it's sad. But she looked so good. Both of them did.
Yeah, it was so good. So,
good.
Watch it. I hope we didn't scare you.
No, it was so good. I think it's kind of impressive that a movie this kind of odd has gone this mainstream.
That's so true.
Because when does that happen?
That never happens.
I know.
That's so true. That's a good point.
It seems more of like an indie film.
Yeah. Does it still have really good ratings?
I don't know.
Let me see. Because it literally, I think when we were going to see it, it had a 91 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's great.
Which is insane. Okay, it has a 90.
Wow.
Wild.
People got it.
Yeah. So wild. So, yeah, it's still in some theaters, so...
You should go see it in theaters if you can, because it is stunning.
Stunning. Yeah.
Especially that monster, man. Oh. I saw someone, I showed Hallie this. I was like, when we were... When we were watching it, I was like, oh, Halloween costume idea. And then someone actually did it. And if you've seen it, you, like, it would be difficult to make.
Yeah, oh my god.
So that's why it was, like, a joke. But someone on TikTok literally did it.
Yeah, and they did the curling iron part, which is so funny.
Really
oh my god, it's comical.
I feel like the whole theater was like, what is going on?
I know.
It was a group group activity.
Yeah, the guy that sat next to me left in the middle of it.
Well, he was in our seat.
Yeah, he was.
So, like, be gone.
Literally, be gone.
Like, we entered a little late, and he was like,
yeah.
Like,
I was like, well,
don't sit in your seat if you didn't buy it, sir.
Literally. I thought he was, never mind. But yeah.
He was scary.
He was scary. He had
don't bring a backpack, too.
Yeah, no, please don't bring a backpack.
Yeah.
It really scares
me. bringing my big orange bag.
Yeah.
It's okay. But anyways, guys, speaking of expectations on women, I want to talk about witchcraft. Segues upon segues. That's all we have here on the Off the Clock podcast. The best segues ever. Okay, so today, for our next spooky segment, I want to talk about, we're going to start with witchcraft, and then we're just going to go from there. We also want to talk about mermaids, and we both have things to say about them. The reason I thought of this is because, like, a year ago, I was with my family strolling along the street when I came upon a storefront that literally said, like, witch or, like, coven or something witchy, and it was black. I wish I took a photo because I tried looking it up today.
Oh, you couldn't
and I couldn't find it because it wasn't like a store. It was like a school, like a class thing.
Oh.
Like, it wasn't, I found a lot of, like, spiritual shops.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find, like, I Googled, like, witch stores in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think I would know it when I saw it. It was on the corner. It was North Denver. Like, I would definitely recognize it if someone found it. I just couldn't find it. But I was with my family, and we literally saw, like, people going in and out of it with, like, dark clothing on. It sounds, like, weird, but it was literally, like, a witchcraft, like, practice
That's so
thing.
crazy.
So I wanted to look into that, like, modern day witchcraft. And I will say, not to let anyone down, but I thought it was going to be, I guess, more, like, spooky or, like, woo-woo or scary. But upon further research, basically everything I found was, it's literally just giving people who do, like, crystals and
Oh, really?
yeah, like, nature, spiritual manifestation.
Oh.
So it's really not that far off. There kind of is, like, another side. Like, I did see some people online that, like, kind of took a different twist on it, but it's nothing, like, I guess, scary or, like,
Oh, really?
all of the stereotypes that we think about witches, like, it wasn't really that.
Oh.
And I was kind of hoping to find some spooky stuff, but I don't want to be dishonest or, like, make fun of a group of people if they're literally just, like, manifesting. And, like,
No, for sure.
do you know what I mean?
Damn, does Sydney consider herself a witch?
No, I didn't want to, like, call her out, but, like, all of these things I found, I'm like, it's Sydney.
Yeah.
It's Sydney.
Yeah.
Damn,
I wonder what she thinks.
But yeah, obviously this whole, like, community, it's, like, broad. Like, there's a spectrum of people. Yeah, like, I thought, like, there would kind of be, like, witches and they do this.
I would, like, expect there to still be, like, literal practicing witches in, like, Salem, which is, like, obviously everyone knows Salem.
In, like, Europe and stuff.
Yeah, like, I feel like there definitely still is.
There are.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Okay.
But it's just, to me, I guess, in my head, what I thought a witch was, it's not as, like, scary or, like, out there.
But, like, it used to be, right?
Not.
Or is it just, like, the folk tales or whatever?
Yeah, it's a lot of, like, in line with, like, things that we already do. Like, their spells, they're literally just manifesting. Or, like, praying. Like, it's really in line with, like, things. Like, another thing I wrote down, like, they have a lot of superstitions, but so do, like, the lucky penny, if it's face up, or mirror can't be facing your bed. Like, we also think that.
Yeah.
They sometimes will, there's, like, kind of more out there ones for the average person where it'll be like, if you have a guest with bad vibes, like flip your broom upside down so that they can leave, and then put salt on the ground and sweep the salt out of the house. So that it's like kind of like based in like things that a lot of people already do, but it's just kind of like to another level, I guess. Something else I thought that was interesting that like people who identify as witches do is called sigils. It's like a symbol.
Okay.
You draw a circle, and then so like if you wanted to spell your name, for example, you draw a circle, and then you put the alphabet around the circle, like A, B, C, D, E, and then you would go like H-A-L-L-E.
Okay.
And then that symbol is like your name.
Oh, okay.
So if you ever see like a circle with like
anything with a circle is something like
yeah,
that
it's
freaks me
creepy,
out.
right?
Yeah.
But like that's how they like make these like sigils, and they're like,
okay.
I don't know. And then yeah, just everything else, like crystals, herbs, spiritual, like a lot of them are just like really like nature focused.
Okay.
So they'll like garden and like make things with plants.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't really like I thought it was gonna be more
something.
Yeah, like spooky or something, but I'm like, it's literally just spiritualness.
Wasn't there? Was it? I can't remember. Was it one of the Conjurings that had like a witches thing in it?
Really? I don't remember.
I can't. I think it was. I think it's 3. I don't know if it's a witch. I thought it was. Where like that you know that thing that they put under the house. Did you watch that?
I might not have seen that one.
They like. I swear it was a witchy thing, but maybe it wasn't.
Really?
Because like all of that is demonic.
Right.
So, like, maybe
well, and that's one of the like I guess debunked things I found is that like witches in the past were known to be, or like people would threaten like they were tied to like Satan or demons. And I still think there's people who definitely do that today, but like the modern day like pagan people or like witches aren't tied to like negative things like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of the big difference that I kind of discovered.
Okay, I want to look this up.
I don't know why. Like their whole thing is like they're not evil.
Yeah.
But
I don't think witches are like
no, but I just thought there would kind of be like the bad kind and the good kind, and there are. I just couldn't really find like anything tangible on kind of like the bad part, if that makes sense.
Right.
There's also a group, or it's a religion called Wicca, and it started in like the 40s or 50s, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like the biggest modern day religion of people who call themselves witches.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a little bit different than like the traditional witch or like just like straight up pagan people. It's like different, but yeah, that's interesting. It's called Wicca.
That is interesting.
Like some people like
so it's
literally be like I'm Christian, I'm Wicca.
Oh,
like literally.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I swear it was like a witch's totem thing.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. I have no idea.
I do think the whole thing is like just so interesting, and like what we see in like horror movies and stuff is scary. Like witch stuff is scary. Like anything with like horns or like the Blair Witch like symbol things. Like it's creepy.
Maybe they like always like they still portray witches as scary,
right?
Because of like what we think the Salem like witch trials and stuff
exactly
were.
And I think that's like same goes for a lot of those things. Like vampires can be like this or like this.
That's true.
Like this, like you know,
so
Dracula or
different...
Edward Cullen, and then like so that's kind of what I found. And like I'm sure like there's still people who like believe in like you know like worshiping demons and Satan and the devil and stuff. I just couldn't find like people who call themselves witches aren't those people.
Right.
So there's definitely that. I just don't think it would be a witch.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, there you go.
So debunked.
Yep. Here at Off the Clock, we make sure that everyone is...
No, I was literally expecting to find like, and then I also like was going down a rabbit hole, which I'm not going to go too far into this because this is like a culture thing, but like voodoo.
Oh.
It's like based off of like a Haitian like African religion.
Oh, really?
And I think we've like twisted it to be commercialized, like spooky
We seem to do that with a lot of things.
Right. So I was going to do a whole deep dive, like, oh, voodoo. And then when I looked up, like, voodoo, it's like, why voodoo in pop culture is, like, appropriation, basically. And I was like,
okay.
oh, okay, not doing that.
Oh, good.
Because it's just, like, interesting.
I didn't know that.
Like,
so
that whole, like, voodoo doll, like, I don't know if you've seen Princess and the Frog, but, like, there's, like, a voodoo guy, and he, like, does potions and, like, you know, switches people's bodies.
Damn,
and
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And if I said the wrong places, I literally looked this up for 5 minutes, so I apologize. But yeah, it's like based off of like, yeah, a Cuba area and like some African ties. So it's like, you know, because there's like witchcraft and like voodoo and like all of that in other cultures, like as they're like,
that's true,
you know what I mean? And like in old like Eastern, or not Eastern, but just like Europe, like old ages, I was watching some videos and they were just saying like back then there was always like that one person in the town that was like the one who knew it all, or like the kind of like the witch doctor, like so it's just interesting how there's always kind of been this whether like religious or just more like the person who cures things or like knows things or can heal, like the healers and stuff. There's always like kind of that in like a lot of cultures.
Yeah, that is true. That's really interesting, though. I didn't know that about, like, voodoo or anything.
But something else, I was also looking into, like, the history of witches, too.
Yeah.
And I basically was, like, because I know, like, the Salem witch trials specifically, like, targeted these certain girls at first, and then it was, like, a lot of people after that. And basically, it's, these women got targeted just because they were, like either single, divorced, widowed, were old. So like if they had warts, if their bodies didn't, you know, it's literally like,
damn. So that's why witches always have warts on their like noses and stuff.
It was literally it was actually what's Hank Green's brother's name?
John.
Yeah, he does like crash course videos on YouTube. If you watched them in high school, let me know. But I just watched one, and basically he was saying, because he like does like history and stuff.
Yeah.
Before they would execute them, they would literally like strip them naked and like look for like imperfections to like be like, you're a witch.
Oh my god.
It's like, because it was literally like those things. It was like warts. If their like nipples looked weird, or if you know what I mean.
Another thing, hating on women.
Yeah, and they would literally shave them too.
What the hell? That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just like anything that freaked someone out, basically they would like use that as the.
That's wild. Wait, did you watch the? Now I'm like thinking all of these movies that I've watched are like witches, but maybe they're not. Did you watch the Skeleton Key?
Yes, that one's like giving voodoo.
I think it is. Oh, I think it literally is.
Because that one's it's like set in the bayou.
Yes, I think that movie's so good.
That movie is very good.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. That is like a actually really good movie. Now I need to look it up.
And she like goes in the attic.
Yeah.
And the lady that's there is like bad, right?
Yeah.
I might be mixing up two different movies. Oh, I'm thinking of a different movie too.
Rituals. Hoodoo?
Yeah, there's like two different names for it.
Hoodoo rituals.
Some people spell voodoo, like I think it's just changed over like time. Like,
oh my god, the old lady in that isn't that the old lady in the Notebook? I forgot.
Yeah, I only watched like the first half of the Notebook, then I got bored.
That's crazy.
And then I stopped watching it.
How can you get bored? Yeah, she is. But yeah, like Kate Hudson's in it. Like it's such a good movie. Is it on anything? I would watch
that movie is very good.
So good. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's like witchy.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, but apparently everything that we know about witches is false.
Well, like in real life, like I think it's still, and this is all like kind of on the same topic, but they're making a Harry Potter series, I think, and I screenshotted it. But it like that, for example, like we take things and make them, you know.
Are they witches?
Yeah, wizards and witches.
Oh. I thought it was just
same thing. Same thing.
Oh.
Essentially. Oh. But yeah. So I don't know.
Damn, interesting.
There's always like different kind of spin-offs of like bases like that. Like, how many things of vampires have we seen?
So many.
Right.
Never believe everything you see on the movies.
Yeah, never even believed that before. Never believed scary.
No, never.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think witches as a whole is just so interesting because
It
of
is.
the history of it.
I know.
And how literally, also in Europe, over like a span of 100 years, like literally like 10 plus thousand, literally over 10,000 people died from being a witch.
That's crazy.
And they were tortured until they admitted it.
That's crazy.
Like they made them admit it.
Yeah, it's
just
like,
by
you have
torturing.
no
It's like,
choice.
okay, well, if you're literally torturing me, I
Just
guess
rather
I
kill
am.
me.
Like,
Yeah.
huh.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And it was 80% women.
Of course, because why would anything happen to men?
I know. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Sorry, I didn't find anything that interesting, but the topic as a whole is pretty wild.
Yeah.
I wonder if there will be another spike, because there's literally this has been happening for centuries, bro.
Yeah, that's
like
crazy.
I wonder if anything new will happen where it's like,
Yeah. I hope.
what if we get called out?
No, I just mean like
something's bad.
no, nothing bad.
No, nothing bad.
Nothing bad.
Only good.
Okay, well, I'll stop talking.
No. Did you? I hope you have, because I really haven't. Did you ever watch like the Blair Witch stuff?
Blair Witch?
Yeah.
No.
The Blair Witch Project or whatever.
No.
Oh.
I've heard of it.
Sorry, Emmy. I like watched part of it, but
Is it real?
yeah, it's like, well, I think that's part of the debate. I
Oh.
think it's like a movie of these friends that videoed.
Oh, let me look it up.
You've never heard of that?
I've definitely heard of it, but like
I'm like-
I don't know. Like I don't know. I need to.
I was
look.
hoping you had, because
No, is this and it's real? It's from. Oh my god, it's on Peacock.
So I'm pretty sure. Is this the original one?
Why bad? Oh, wait, is that why bad?
Well, we shouldn't be talking about this because we know nothing about
Yeah,
it. But
maybe next time.
Interesting thing. It's
Maybe
like,
for our spooktacular.
yeah, it's basically like kind of looks like just a camcorder video through the woods, and they find
Oh.
these like stick formations of like shapes.
Oh.
But it's like home video style, so it feels real.
Wait,
And I can't remember if it is real or if they like is.
Maybe I'll watch it for our next
Yeah,
episode.
it's
Just so
like
we could like touch on it.
yeah, it's old, but
Interesting. Damn.
it's old. It's from the 1900s.
That's old.
1999. Back to 1999. But yeah.
Yeah. So now we can move on to beating men up.
Ooh. Our final topic of the episode
Is sirens.
Mermaids are real. I think they are.
Yeah.
I thought you loved mermaids.
I do love mermaids. I love H2O. But
See, proof,
Proof.
bro.
They're real.
Clear.
They are.
Like, how are you gonna tell me mermaids aren't real when
Literally.
Cleo literally the condensation.
Exists. The condensation.
I know the condensation.
Okay, so I tried to look at stuff about sirens.
I tried to look about witches. You're good.
And like I honestly did not find that much. I feel like I could have done probably more deep digging into like YouTube and stuff. But like okay. So apparently, which I didn't, this first part I had no idea. I thought sirens were literally just mermaids. But
they're not?
I don't know. All of the things that
different?
I've seen is like, so that the common misconception is that sirens aren't like mermaids.
They're like, both of them are myths, and they're like, actually, there's a difference, and then neither of them are real.
I know. But so actually sirens are supposed to have bird feet and fish's tail. So like
They're not in the water?
no, they are, but they also could go on land, I guess.
Bird feet.
Yeah, they have bird feet, but also a
How do
fish's
they
tail.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
What's the top? A human?
A human.
Okay.
Many people mix up saying that they're mermaids, but mermaids are these beautiful creatures, while sirens are demonic.
Oh,
That's basically
Period.
all the things I've seen.
don't you know?
Yeah, and so people know. I mean, like if you know about sirens, you know that like they're supposed to have these like beautiful voices that like what's the word?
Like lure.
Lure.
Yeah.
Lure. Was that right?
Yeah.
Lure.
Are you going fishing soon?
Yeah.
You better learn how to say that word.
Yeah, I'm going fishing.
Lure.
Lure. Okay, anyways, they lure these pirates or
Just like sailors.
Sailors. I couldn't think of the word.
Have you ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
That's
it's
that.
literally that.
Yeah. So they lure these sailors with their beautiful voices to exactly like that. They tempt them with their beautiful song and drive them to shipwreck on rocky shores of the islands in the sea.
Do they eat them?
I don't really
know. Why causing trouble?
I think I wrote that down.
Because they're getting revenge. Are all sirens girls?
Probably. Because we all hate men. And
what if there's
we
gay
only
man
do it to men?
On the show?
There wasn't back then.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kidding. There
No,
was.
no.
But sadly, they probably had to be closeted.
Exactly.
So
I knew what you were...
Yeah, don't... Guys,
B
I voted
F
today.
F.
And you can probably tell for who. So... Anyways.
Did you vote in person?
No.
How'd you get a sticker?
They sent it.
Oh, they did?
In the mail. Yeah.
After?
No, they're
like Hallie voted, send her a sticker.
No, it came in with the ballot.
No, it did.
And like all of the 25 million papers that you got.
Oh, yay! Yeah. I haven't opened mine yet.
Oh, well, you should.
I know.
Anyways, so
this episode is just gonna be titled like "Women Rule, Men Rule."
Literally, it should.
Halloween edition.
Yeah, it should. But it says. It doesn't really say why, I don't think.
That's fine.
It literally says...
They don't need a reason. It's just what they do, you know? It's their nature.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so it says... they've been linked to various locations in and around Italy and Greece. Legend has it that sirens would tempt sailors with their beautiful song and drive them to shipwreck on rocky shores of the islands of the sea. Some depictions have even described men leaping haplessly from their ships into waves of the sea after the sounds of the siren's voice.
They tell them to jump in.
Yeah.
And I found a video of one saying that.
Yeah, I think we saw the same one. You could listen to it after. Some said that they were terrible and destructive, that they only wished for sailors and their ships to crash. That's it. Still others said that they were helpful creatures and would calm the waters if the sailors would answer their questions. So that's why you have to listen to women, people.
Or else you'll drown.
Yeah, basically. They would tear at your flesh and drown them. And apparently sirens would know like everything on Earth or something. I don't know. That's also one thing that I saw. I don't really know.
Dang. So they're smart and beautiful.
Yeah, because all the men would be instantly enhanced and memorized and walked to them where they received only gruesome death, at times by drowning or sometimes being eaten. And I don't know how to say this guy's name.
That's fine.
Odysseus. So he was, going through the sea on his ship, and all of his shipmen, sailors, would plug their ears, and he was like, no. He was like, I want to hear these beautiful voices.
It's
so
like
he made
365 365.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? That's so funny. Could you imagine that's literally what you hear coming from the darkness of the sea? It's like Charlie coming. No, it's the monster from fucking The Substance.
No, why would you jump in?
Literally. But anyway, so Odysseus, he was like, no, I want to hear these beautiful voices because they're so beautiful. So he told his sailors to tie him up to the ship so he can listen to them.
That's like cringy.
I know.
Like,
yeah,
I can't be restrained. Like, control yourself. Like, snap out of it. Ew.
But like,
control yourself.
But like, literally deep message. Men are fucking weird.
Like you're okay.
Yeah.
Sit tight.
Simmer down.
Like he's like, hold me back.
Literally.
Like, ew.
Yeah. So that is literally what happened. So he got tied to the ship, and then once he heard the voices, he was telling everyone to unplug their ears and to untie him. And I don't think they did. But
So he's alive today?
yeah, he's alive today.
Oh my god.
And here's our special guest.
I was like,
I'm dead.
yes, welcome to the podcast.
But that's all I had on sirens because I found literally nothing.
I literally have 4 videos of proof that they exist. Okay, my thing is, I have discovered that these have been a thing since 1000 BC. So,
oh, really?
So, if all of these different countries and cultures are talking about them, why? Like, it's like the same with dragons. Like, how much lore do we have to have of these things to believe it?
Wait, that's true. Wait, I don't know if they say this in H2O, but there's a runoff. It's called Mako Mermaids. And it used to be my favorite show. And
Our source.
And in Mako Mermaids, when there's a full moon, they go to the moon pool and they have this like gorgeous voice that tranquilizes or whatever. Is that the word? Tranquilizes?
Like, kills?
No, like trance. They put
Oh,
these
yeah,
men
yeah.
in a trance.
Yeah, like, yeah.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Tranquilize.
so like that's what sirens apparently do, but they're mermaids. But maybe that's the backstory is that like, oh, they're sirens.
No, literally. And we all post these on our story. Look at this. Like,
Yo, that shit was instantaneous, bro.
did you hear it?
I gotta watch my step out here, man.
Did they show it in this one?
Can you hear me?
I was out here fishing and sirens came from this island. I swear to God, I have it on video. I'm gonna play it shortly. Did you catch that, guys? Okay. For real, my cast is gonna be gone.
I'll put it on the screen.
And she's nothing on your hook. I have a worm.
Excuse me.
Made in Jamaica.
Damn, this ass here, me nah run, is it free?
This one's real.
You know, if you call me, you see, you call me,
Okay, when it's cropped, you know it's real.
Oh, for sure.
you know.
Is that the mermaid call?
Yeah.
Yo, see me, the dog. Yo.
Oh yeah.
Yo, we not run.
It's real.
Damn, that is real.
Look at this one.
Oh my god. Okay, future Skylar, make sure you put in these on the screen.
Yep, there's 4. I'll put them on there.
That's crazy. Yeah, so they're real.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah, no, they're real.
I think they're more believable than like Bigfoot.
Oh, Bigfoot, yeah, no.
Because we
I don't
don't
know.
we don't know the ocean.
Usually, you're right. We only know 5%.
We still have to discover 99.9% of the ocean. Did you know the Earth is 99% water?
Yeah, literally.
People always say that.
I know.
Say that shit.
I mean, that is true. Like, we have literally no idea what's down there. But, like, usually I'm so easily convincible with stuff like this. I feel like half person, half fish in the water.
Well, it wouldn't look like H2O. They would look like slimy webbed
Okay, I guess that's
hands,
true.
like kind of like smooth faces, like slits for ears, slits for noses,
That's
pointy
making me
teeth.
scared.
Like they're gonna look like squishy, not like human. Their
Yeah, I guess
skin
that's
is gonna be
true.
like rubber.
That is true. That's true. Okay, that's more believable.
But they might exist. They
They
might just not be what we think it looks like.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the most.
If you
things
believe in
life.
aliens, you can believe in mermaids.
Okay, true. And aliens are for sure real.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's just not that many mermaids, or maybe they're like deep sea.
They're going extinct, so
This tender podcast, we do have a GoFundMe link in bio for
sign the
mermaid
petition.
rehabilitation.
Yeah.
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 There's only like I think 7 left in the world. They're going endangered. So if you can sign the link below, sign the link below? Sign the petition. Donate. Any amount of dollars helps.
All your savings, please.
We'll leave our Venmos. I promise you, we'll send it to them. You have my
I
word.
promise.
If you want to leave a tip for our toes, you're welcome to do so as well.
You're always welcome for that.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And that concludes today's episode. Next week, guys, it's the Halloween Extravaganza.
Get excited.
The Spooktacular. The first annual Spooktacular.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You'll be the first watchers.
Just saying. Put that notification bell on because it's going to be spooktacular. We're going to have decorations. We're going to have costumes. We're going to have
Spooky
drinks. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but it's going to be lit, okay?
Lit.
It's going to be so fun. It'll get you in the mood for Halloween. Halloween will not have yet happened. So that's good. Because it'll be like the 20, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so it's good because it's still pre-Halloween.
Yeah, pre-Halloween. Get your Halloween festivities, blood flowing.
If you have nothing to do on Halloween, because it's like on a random Thursday, you can throw on, save that video. It'll come out next Sunday. Save it for a couple days to watch on Halloween. You know?
Woohoo!
Don't watch any of the Halloween classics. Watch the Off the Clock podcast Spooktacular.
No hocus pocus for you.
No. Anyways,
so thanks for watching today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed because we really enjoyed talking about it. And this is Hallie.
And Skylar.
And we're
Clocking off.
Bye.